Hi, I'm Mike D, and you're watching DIY Reptile Guy. So, I'm going to start doing this stuff. I know it's been a long time since I've been on YouTube and stuff, and I know a lot of stuff's happened. This is actually a new room that we've just recently put up for some new awesome breeding programs. You'll see a lot of cool stuff, but it's not just about breeding programs. It's actually more or less, for me, it's about teaching everybody about different rarity animals. So I got a lot of really cool stuff in this room, and it's all stuff that's not very common among the pet trade. Stuff that you're going to hear about on this channel, a lot of stuff, especially to deal with this room in particular, a lot of different animals that you'll probably never see in a pet shop, and you'll only really see them if you really, honestly, if you've been in this industry for a while and you know who to talk to, where to get them and stuff, and so on and so forth. So anyways, so today's video is all about a really, really cool animal. It is the Dominican Republic red mountain boa. Now I'm going to get out here, either my female or my male here. We're going to go and take a look at them. So this cage that they're in is a 48-inch by 24-inch by 18-inch tall enclosure. Custom made out of PVC. This is one of my favorite types of enclosures. I like custom build them. Now the outside facade that you're seeing in this is all that stick-on tile stuff. I went to my local Walmart and I was able to pick this up, and it's just a nice little fascia. I think it looks kind of cool on here. And so yeah, so a lot of these other cages I don't have anything in yet. We're still I still got to do the doors and stuff and so on, and you know, we're still working with that. But anyways, oh, and for anybody that wants to do a checkup on Dory too, our female copperhead, she's up here. She's chilling out in this cage right here, looking just absolutely beautiful. But this isn't a really complete rarity, but copperheads are not very common among the trade, especially as far as hots go. And I know if you're down south, you're like, I see them all the time. Yes, but at the end of the day, though, as far as what you're gonna find most dealers have and stuff is a lot of diamondback stuff, a lot of gaboons, rhino vipers, variable bush viper stuff that's a lot more common than those. Those aren't really terribly common, but they're not terribly expensive. They're nothing compared to in price of what something like this goes for. But anyways, back to this enclosure. So this is 4 feet long by 2 feet wide by 18 inches tall. The handles, I custom made those. Those are actually all done out of a single piece of, what do you call it? PVC. So we just carved out the PVC and stuff, and I think it makes for a nice little rock-like kind of like formation effect. And then what I did is I've tried a couple different methods. First thing I did is I tried to super glue these to there. Terrible idea. Don't ever use super glue to glass. It comes off really easily. The only two methods that I've found that works is double-sided Gorilla Tape, and the other thing to stick these on too is a hot glue gun. Hot glue, I'm actually trying that out with these. I'm going to see how well it works. It seems to work pretty good, so we'll see. But anyway, so this is a red mountain boa. This is an adult. This is the male. Now she's about 6 years old, and she bred for us this year. Now, if you're wondering the rock background, I did not build this background. Total disclaimer, this entire thing actually came from Universal Rocks, and I know they're expensive. This was not cheap, but it's worth it. I mean, it's rock hard. It feels like real rock. Big shout out to Universal Rocks background. These branches that are in here, this is also Universal Rock. And these are just some plants that I had laying around. Now, so as far as care goes for the red mountain boa, they're a really easy going boa. So what I've noticed is, especially the more you handle them, the less chance you have of getting musk on. Now, the musk is slightly worse than garter snake musk. Anybody that's ever worked with garter snakes or these guys knows what I'm talking about. It's pretty smelly stuff, and they'll spray it on you in order, let you know, hey, get away from me and stuff. But the more you handle them, the less you have to deal with that. They'll use every last inch of their enclosure. They get to be about 4 feet, 4.5, 5 feet is pretty typical for an adult animal. So you want to, as far as heat requirements goes, you want to be in the high 80s in your hot spot. My hot spot right now is 89 degrees, 0.4, with a cold spot of roughly about 70. So right down there is my other one. So they're a subarboreal, and when I see a subarboreal animal, they like to climb, but they do spend some time on the ground. So they use, like I said, they use every last inch of their enclosure, and I really think these rock backgrounds, I think they work great with a lot of your boreal stuff, because if you notice, like, they'll use the ledge on it and stuff, and it's really cool to watch them. So as far as lighting goes in here, this is actually an LED bar light. It's actually a fully submersible light for aquariums and stuff, but we adapted them for these enclosures, so they work really good with the high humidity. So your humidity requirements should be around 65% to 70% humidity. That's ideal for them. Now, we've tried a variety of different beddings. Everything in here is kind of on different beddings according to what I've found works the best for them. Some stuff you'll notice that I do not use newspaper, and we'll get into that in a later video on why I do not believe in newspaper. But some of that stuff is paper towel, which I find is a great bedding. Other stuff's this Eco Earth right here, and this stuff works great. I'm a big giant fan of this. Another one that I'm a big fan of is something I actually recently switched to. I was using it for a long time. I switched from it because it's not really cost effective, and that was one of the biggest driving factors in me switching from it, and that's the Repti chips. You'll notice that, like, my copperheads, she's still on that because we haven't done a bedding change on her since we've gotten in the new bedding as far as Eco Earth goes. But I've found, though, that Eco Earth works really good for stuff that needs a lower humidity level. Now, if these guys were something like viper boas, for instance, I would want to use like stagnant moss on them, because that's going to give them a higher humidity. And some stuff you'll see that is in enclosures like this, and other stuff's in racking systems. So like some of this stuff will be in racking systems, some stuff will be in enclosures, and I'll explain why we keep certain stuff in racks and why I think that racking systems are great for certain animals and why I think that they're terrible for others. This is a species that I feel like does all right in a tall racking system as long as you can offer them an arboreal spot, but I don't recommend it. I think the best way to keep these guys is in an enclosure similar to this, and this is about as naturalistic as it gets. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this boy out here, and we're going to, if I can get him out, we're going to actually take a look at them, and I mean, they just have some amazing colors. They remind me of Dark Maul from Star Wars with their color patterns and stuff on them. And I believe these guys are actually getting ready to go into shed. They haven't started showing the eye caps yet, but I don't know if you're catching it on the camera. But yeah, they're just an amazing, totally cool animal. And we're really excited to be working with this species. There's not a whole lot of breeders of them. So a typical litter is anywhere between 4 and 15 babies. So yeah, I'm trying to think here. Did I miss anything else? Yeah, look at that. It's an awesome shot. Yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. Now they were originally classified as rainbow boas, but they've been since taken out of that classification. I know they look a lot like your Brazilians, very similar, but they're definitely different than a Brazilian rainbow boa, and they're definitely way beautifuler. I love the purples on them. You'll notice some purples on them and some blacks on them with that red, and I just think that just looks absolutely 110% just phenomenal. So anyways, so this is DIY reptile guide coming at you live, and I thank you for watching. Till next time, and to be honest with you, I just found out it's only double-sided tape. It's the only one that works for these. So, hey, look at that. We even learned something new tonight. So, I'll get that all fixed up here in a minute. But anyways, so if you guys want to see more videos posted like this, please hit a like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification. I'm not going to really push it because honestly I could give two shits less. But it tells me, though, that you want me in order to continue to make awesome videos like this and teach you guys and teach the public about different animals. Now, if you're in the Michigan area, you can go and check out our website, and you can find my number on there. It's at mnasreptiles.com. And you can, and what we can do is I do children's shows. So, and not to mention, too, I have an awesome wide variety of animals for sale from our warehouses and our facilities, but I have so much business from that's not even really a concern to me. It's more or less about, I want to teach more people about really cool animals, especially like this. So anyways, so till next time, hopefully I'll see you guys all tomorrow on tomorrow's video. Stay tuned, and I look forward to teaching you guys about some more awesome animals. And thank you so much for watching. You have a wonderful day. Mike D out.